Good morning. Thanks for coming in, guys. My name's Kylie Nero. As you can tell, I'm with the Michael Laverne Memorial Foundation. I'm going to give you a presentation today. A brief overview of social networking, what it is, how we get the most out of it, what some of the popular sites are. We're going to talk about, again, what social media is, why we should care about it. We're going to talk about the big three: Facebook, Twitter, Google+. I'm going to briefly cover some of the other ones that we have, and then we'll open it up for questions. So, the big question to get started with here is, what is social media? The image here is an image that I was able to find on Wikipedia that covers a whole bunch of different varieties of social media. It's a little hard to tell from the screen here, but the idea is that this covers a whole bunch of different websites that exist that people interpret as social media. And as you're going to see, social media is defined in a pretty wide fashion, but here are some facts about social media. This slide has a lot of text on it, so I'm going to read you the stats here, but don't get used to this. The other ones are a bit more viewer-friendly. So, social media websites get more attention than any other website, any other type of website in the world. 20% of PC users' time is spent on social media sites, and 30%, almost a third of mobile users' time is spent on social media site. The average time that users in the United States have spent on social media websites last year was 121 billion minutes. That's just in the United States alone. The numbers are staggering. Facebook has so many users that if Facebook were a country, it would be the third largest in the world. Twitter averages 40 billion tweets a day. We're going to talk about what Twitter is, what tweets are. We're going to get into all the details here. But the point is that this stuff is pervasive and it's not going away. It's only picking up. 93% of businesses are using social media for advertising. And fun fact, 1 out of 8 couples that got married last year, or in 2012, met via social media. So that's kind of cool. This stuff is everywhere. It's in our lives. It's not going anywhere. So if you don't know what it is, you're not on social media, change that, because it will change your life. So social media is basically a website or collection of websites that allow users to exchange ideas, to generate content, to share thoughts, pictures, again, any user-generated content. And the whole idea is that all of their content, again, can be shared, can be exchanged. And so as such, social media is a pretty wide umbrella term. Social media allows for easy networking and collaboration. So websites like Wikipedia that you may or may not be familiar with, some folks consider that a social media website. LinkedIn is another professional networking website. Both of these websites we're going to be doing presentations on today here, so if you're not familiar with the websites, stick around because we're going to teach them to you and they're going to change your life. Social media has some differences from traditional media in the fact that social media, the quality is, as I'm sure you can imagine, very different from the standard media outlets. It's user-generated, so any Joe can kind of create their own content, for better or for worse. Social media typically has a far more reach because so many people are using it today. The frequency of updates is unbelievable because you get several updates from all these different people every day, all the time. It's accessible, it's usable, and it's immediate. So, as I'm sure some of you may know, recent events go on. People get their news nowadays from sources like Twitter. Again, it's not the most official news source, and the best you can do is speculation, but you know, it's a way that when things happen, people know right away. I was doing some research last night, and I had read that somebody somewhere had estimated that a person connected to social media is never more than 12 hours away from an event that's occurred anywhere in the globe. That's incredible. The idea that something can happen, and within 12 hours, a majority of social media users will be aware of that event. That's absolutely incredible. And as with all things on the internet, social media can be very permanent, right? The idea is that you upload content to the internet and it's there, which unfortunately could mean that you run the risk of getting yourself in a little bit of trouble. So, as with all things internet, you need to absorb good practices. You need to be aware of what you're uploading, where it's going, who's going to see it, and how it's going to affect your personal and professional reputation. The flip side of that, of course, is that there's an opportunity for a massive business presence here. Facebook alone in 2012 claimed to have 152 million unique viewers. Twitter, 37 million. Google Plus, 26 million. Imagine if you could get an advertisement out to one or every one of these unique users. The business potential here is incredible, and there's a reason businesses have picked this up. So now that we've kind of covered what social media is, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about, again, the big three websites. I'm going to spend some time talking about Facebook, I'm going to spend some time talking about Twitter, and I'm going to spend some time talking about Google+. And then we're going to jump into some of the other, the smaller social media apps as well. So this, of course, is Facebook. The sign-up page is pretty simple. They advertise that the website is free and always will be, and that is, as far as I can tell, true. You can enter your first name, your last name, your email address, you punch in a password, your birthday, and you create an account. It's pretty simple to get started here on the website, and I'm sure you've all heard of Facebook before. So once you sign in to Facebook, this is the home page that you're going to see. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what some of the buttons are, what things you want to look out for. What we have here is an example of the login page that I get when I sign in as the Michael Laverne Memorial Foundation. So in the middle of the page here, we've got, basically this is what they call the news feed, and that's going to be where all of your recent events, recent happenings, some friends upload some pictures, a business sends out an advertisement, whatever the case is. This is going to be where all of that content shows up, right in the core page. Big thing that at least personal users use Facebook for is to either add photos, add video, upload statuses, kind of just interact with their friends and family, tell everybody what they're up to and what they're doing. So the big thing you want to look for here is this notion of the status bar. And up there you just type in, you enter, again, the website prompts you. This is what's on your mind. So you type in, I'm going to the grocery store. I'm going to pick up a bag of circus peanuts, right? And that's the update. That's the piece of information you want to transmit to the world. Well, that's right here is where you're going to type that in. You just type in whatever you're saying, feeling, thinking, whatever, and then it will give you an update button. You hit that and it will post. You also have up here in the top right, you have 3 different icons, and they may be a little hard to see from back there, but all these presentations are going to be online, so you can review at your leisure. We've got the first icon on the left here is a friend icon, so when somebody sends you a friend request, you can click on that, it'll show you their picture, tell you a little bit about them, and you can accept or reject that request. Once you're friends, you can write to each other's wall, you can send each other messages, you'll see their updates on your news feed, and your updates will show up on their news feed. There's also, the second icon in here is for messages, so you can send private messages to people. So as opposed to posting on somebody's wall where it's nice and public, you can send them a private message that only they can read. And then the third icon here on the right is a globe, and that's used to just give you your status updates. So when you sign in and somebody commented on something that you posted, somebody liked something that you posted, you'll get notifications for that stuff there. Up here in the top left, we have a search bar for people, places, and things. So you can type in whatever you're looking to search for, whether that's the name of a friend, the name of a loved one, whether you're looking for a business, whether you're looking for an event going on, whatever the case is. You type up in that top bar, and what you're going to get is a drop down of whatever you search for. So in my particular case, if I were the Michael Laverne Memorial Foundation looking for Kylie Narrow's Facebook page, you type in the name, you get my profile picture there, you get a profile picture of some other attractive Kylie Narrow in the world. That's not the one we're looking for, so we're going to click on Kylie Narrow here, that's me, and it's going to take you to my Facebook page. So this is what you're going to see when you come to my Facebook page and we're not Facebook friends yet. So the idea here is you've got my profile picture, that's me as a kid eating a piece of cake, I guess, and some background photo I've got there. It shows you a list of who my friends are. You get a list of recent activity that you can see here. It'll show you things that I've liked on Facebook so you can get an idea of what my interests are. It'll show you groups that I'm a part of. It'll show you sports that I'm in or a part of. The two things I want to draw attention to here, again, are the likes menu over here on the left, so you can sort of get an idea of what the person's into. There's also some other options here, so you can go to the About page and get information about the person. Again, information that they choose to upload. So it's not like Facebook knows the stuff on its own. You have to surrender the information. But photos, friends, you got all those options there. You also could click the button in the top right to add Kylie as a friend, and now once he's, again, your Facebook friend, my updates will go to your newsfeed and your updates will go to my newsfeed. So on each individual post that kind of mentions some activity that a user's taken, there's a lot going on here, and there's some things I want to draw your attention to. So, for example, my name, when I do an update, my name is a link. You could click on my name and that will take you to my page and you can see the other stuff that Kylie's been up to. This year I changed my cover photo last night, so this is the picture that I changed the picture to, and so that's what they're showing you here. You have this bar underneath whatever the activity is, whether this were a status update, whether this is an uploaded file, photo, a note, whatever. The idea is you have this bar here that gives you all these different options. So you can like whatever the person has uploaded. If you think that's really cool, you hit the like button. And really all that is that's kind of brownie points for the internet. It's one of those things where it doesn't do anything, it doesn't change anything, but people like to know that their content is enjoyed by the folks around them. So if you see something you like, go ahead and hit that button. It lets the person know that you think what they're doing is cool. You also have the option to comment on it. You can stop notifications on it. If you pay money, you can promote certain things, so that's something that you can do as a business option. You can share options, which is kind of like the free option. This post will tell you who's liking your work. It will also tell you if folks have commented on your work, and then you can add your own comment down below. So if I were the Michael Laverne Memorial Foundation and I really liked this photo, I could type in a comment down here at the bottom that says, "Hey, cool photo," and hit enter, and that will be stuck on there forever, and anytime somebody sees that, they'll be able to see my comment along with it. There's also a button here over on the right that you can use to either take or upload a photo, which you could use maybe if you, for whatever reason, had a funny picture of yourself, giving a thumbs up or whatever for the picture because you liked it so much. So you could use that button there to upload a photo as well. So there's a few more things that Facebook is really good at, one of which is events. And for me, for the most part, I don't spend a ton of time on Facebook. The majority of the time that I spend on Facebook is used strictly in the events. I kind of use it to see what's going on, what my friends are up to, if I get invited to a party or an event or play, presentation, whatever the case is. I like to go to the events page and figure out what's going on. And Facebook does a good job of notifying you when this stuff is coming up too. So, for example, on the events page here, you've got a list or a calendar view. So the idea is you can consume the content however you like. It will tell you what's going on today, and it will show you birthdays of your friends and family that you're connected to if they've chosen to upload that information to Facebook. Again, that's kind of how all this information works. Is Facebook is the ideal and the primary social media platform because all the content here is generated by the users. So the idea is if my friend John punches in his birthday in Facebook, it's going to show up here on this page. And then, if you have your phone synced to Facebook, you can get updates on your phone that will tell you when people have birthdays, or you'll get messages on your screen, or you'll get messages that show up on the right that show you, when your friends are celebrating birthdays and what they're up to. So there's also a button up here to create an event. So if you have a party that you're throwing an event that you want to put together and you want to invite some friends, you can click that button. And that's going to take you to a page where it prompts you for all the information that you need in order to create that event. In our particular case here, my brother is actually running a race this morning called Feed the Need, and that's over at Merrimack High School. But this is the event page for that. So this shows you, of course, the date and the name of the event that's going on. It gives you some information about the event, so it tells you when it's starting, It's going to tell you where it is. You're going to get some detailed information about what the event is, what's going on. And another cool thing here too is it will show you who's going to the event. It will show you how many people have said yes, how many people have said maybe, how many people have been invited. It will show you pictures of your friends, people that you know that are going. And then down here, of course, like all the other Facebook pages, you're going to get posts, basically like a news feed particular to that event. So if the event creators post some information there, you'll see it, and you'll be able to jump in and engage in the conversation about the event as well. So I'm going to talk a little bit now. I'm going to jump less from the personal side and jump more into the business side. So again, social media is an opportunity for businesses to really get ahead. It's free marketing for your business, and it really can do a lot for you to increase your exposure. So this, for example, is a page that we have for the Michael Laverne Memorial Foundation. And you got a lot of options here. So, for example, when you create a page as a business, you got a couple different buttons up here at the top that you can use to create a post. You can use it to edit your page, to build your audience, to see your insights. There's a lot of different things that you can do through the Facebook page itself that will kind of give you an understanding of your exposure and help you build your user base. We also have some information here about recent posts, what their total reach is, which is great for figuring out how many people your posts really are getting out to. And this, I believe, tells you just whether or not it's shown up on their news feed. I mean, there's really not a whole lot you can do beyond that. But at the end of the day, that's a lot of what advertising is, right? Getting the name out there. And you have options to promote your posts. You have options to watch similar pages. So if there are other businesses, companies, organizations out there that are similar to yours, Facebook's going to suggest those to you. You can click add on those, and that will allow you to sort of watch what your competitors or similar organizations are doing. You also have the option to promote your work as well. So there's buttons all over the place to boost or promote all of your posts, your pages, your events, whatever the case is. Those cost money, but that's a way to sort of forcibly push your message out to people who aren't actually connected to you. So most of the content that you consume is going to be friends to friends or people that you're liking or following or watching or whatever. The promotion and the boost allows you to reach out to people who maybe aren't necessarily connected to you, but maybe their friend is, right? So if you have a friend named John and John likes the Michael Laverne Memorial Foundation, and we were to post an event and promote it or boost it, John's friend Bill could end up with that post on his news feed because he's friends with John and we've promoted our post, so Facebook thinks, well, if John likes it, maybe his friend Bill will like it too. So I'm going to jump through Twitter now. Twitter, as you can see, is the same kind of thing in terms of sign up. It's very simple, quick to get started. And again, it has a lot of potential for reaching businesses, for reaching customers, whatever you need in terms of growing your business exposure. So, very quick story. A couple years ago, some of the foundation members that we have here, my brother, myself, a few of us were running a relay race down in Cape Cod. And in order for us to kind of keep our friends and family in the loop on the event, we created this Twitter account. The Twitter account is 189 miles, and that is kind of the tag that we were using on Twitter, and it's basically because we were running a 189-mile relay race. No, we didn't each run that. We split it up between 6 people, so it's still it was a lot of fun. But we used Twitter as an opportunity for us to keep, again, friends and family up to date on where we were, how things were going, you know, the funny comments that were said or whatever, uploading pictures and all that business. So I figured what better opportunity to kind of demonstrate what Twitter is good for than something like that. Now again, Twitter can be great for personal accounts, it can be great for business accounts. We in here use it personally just for an event that we were doing, but as I'm sure you can imagine, there's a lot going on. So one of the things, basically, Twitter has the same kind of concept of a news feed in a sense. This will show you, when you first log in, you'll see this page here. All the tweets basically will show you messages that your friends, family have sent out, messages that you've sent out. You've got an opportunity up here. If you just want to post something and shoot a message out real quick, you would hit that button up there, and that will bring up a dialog that will allow you to post your tweet. Tweets, again, are just 140 character messages, so they're meant to be very quick, very fast. The idea is that the Twitter wants a fast turnover on these things, and it's a way to kind of quickly shoot messages out to people about what you've been up to without having to write a whole essay or anything like that. But there's also this Discover tab up here in the top left. And when you click Discover, that's going to take you to a page that will help you kind of see what else is going on Twitter. So the idea here is that when you click that page at first, you get a page that looks like this, and this might show you, what people you've been following on Twitter are posting, or what's popular right now in your area, whatever the case is there. There's a series of menus over on the left here that show you basically recent activity that's going on. They show you who to follow. They help you find friends. They help you find things that you're interested in. Or you can just click the button to find popular accounts and see what the popular accounts are up to. That's a good way to kind of keep yourself in the loop about what's going on kind of in the social world. So my company that I work for as a software developer is called Newforma. They've got their own Twitter page, and this here is what their Twitter page looks like. So you can see when they post things. This is a real software company that sells software, and this is something that they use to just help their customers or their fans or their users keep in touch with the business on a very fast turnaround. Things like this are becoming more and more popular, and things like email are becoming less and less popular because you have the opportunity to quickly shoot a message out, maybe include a picture of a problem you're having or something like that. People use Twitter for technical help because you have options like, for example, here in this video. This is actually a video embedded right into the page. You would click that button and the video will start playing for you. It's very quick, very easy, very fast to consume content on Twitter. And you get some information about the business too. It will tell you how many tweets the business has tweeted, how many photos, videos, how many people they have following, the whole business there. So what I wanted to show you here is that when you're composing tweets, you have a 140 character limit like I spoke about, because the idea is Twitter wants to force you to keep your messages short and to the point. But you can add photos, you can add a location. The idea would be you type in that box, you hit the button for tweet, and bang, your tweet goes out on the internet. And anybody who's following you, that will show up on their news feed. So for example, if you were following the Boston Red Sox have @DavidOrtiz, which is the handle for, as I'm sure you can imagine, David Ortiz. So if this was a blue link, if you were to click that, it'd take you to David Ortiz's page. You can see what he's been up to. You can see who he's following, who's following him. You also can look at these things called hashtags, which you may or may not have seen more and more nowadays. You might be wondering, what the heck is this hashtag stuff going on? Basically, it's just a way for people on Twitter to be able to create a discussion about something. So in this particular case, there's hashtags for anything you can imagine. In this particular case, the Red Sox uploaded a tweet that includes a hashtag for "Let's Go," and that would, of course, be a conversation for anybody who wants to kind of get people pumped up or get everybody motivated about whatever's going on. There can be hashtags about events, hashtags about places or times or anything you can imagine. Sometimes there's hashtags like funny jokes, hashtag Merrimack problems if you live in town and you've got a funny joke to share about trouble that you have or whatever the case is. Twitter links can and will be shortened for you when you upload them in your tweet. Tweets can be retweeted, which is like forwarding. They can be replied to. You can link to a tweet from another web page, or you can embed a tweet in your own web page. So the idea is, if you're active on the social media front and you want people to be in touch with your latest tweets, for example, there's a way that you can set up on your own website a little box that will have all the recent tweets from your company or companies that you're following, or whatever the need may be there. So that's Twitter in a nutshell, and now I'm going to talk about Google+. Excuse me. My coverage of Google Plus is going to be somewhat brief. It's of the 3 social media platforms, the one I'm least familiar with at this point, but still familiar enough to give everybody a fair rundown. So, as we've seen before, Google Plus has a pretty simple login. You have an option to create an account if you don't already have one. The creation page is, again, very straightforward. The idea is that the Google Plus social media network will use your regular Google credentials that you might use anywhere else, either on Google, if you have a specialized homepage, or YouTube, whatever the case is. So there's a couple things to draw your attention to when you first log into Google+. You have a search bar at the top like we've seen on the other social media networks, so you can type in there for people, places, pages, posts, whatever you're looking for. You have a bar up at the top here that will allow you to access to different circles. Now, circles is the clever term that Google+ uses because they recognize the fact that you may not want to share all your information with everyone, every time, always at the same time. So Google+ has this concept called circles. They allow you to create circles and you put your friends into the circle. It's no different than, say, setting up a table, and you can pick a friend to sit at your friend's table, your family table, your acquaintances table, your coworkers table. You get to create your own circles, and you get to put your friends into one or more of your circles there. So this will give you options to access all your different circles there, so you can see what your friends are up to, your family's up to, whatever the case is. Maybe you play in a sporting league, you can create a circle for that and put only the people that you play in the sporting league with in that circle. When folks upload content here, you get newsfeed posts similar to what we saw on Facebook here, where it tells you what the post is. It gives you a picture. You have the option to comment on it that we'll see in a minute. Google Plus shows you what's hot and recommended, similar to Facebook, Twitter, that kind of thing. And you also have your options here to upload your own posts. So you can share your text status update, you can share your photos, you can link, you can do video, events, all that business. So if you were to, say, just explore Google Plus and try and figure out what there is out there for you to consume, you click on this Explore button, and what you're going to get is a page kind of similar to this, where it shows you all the popular hashtags here. Google Plus is doing that too. Facebook's doing that too. So hashtags are all over social media nowadays. So this will show you the hot hashtags that people are using. Some of these, for example, are automotive, gaming, photography, sports. It goes on and on and on. They show you trending, which honestly I'm not sure how is different from hot. But perhaps the trending are the ones that are becoming popular. That may be the case here. So this will show you hashtags about local event. Say prom, Mario Kart 8. These kinds of things are all coming up, and these hashtags are a way for you to follow these events and engage in the conversation. If you were to actually click on a post that somebody has uploaded, it can show you who uploaded the photo or the post or the video or the link or whatever the case is. You can see what circles that friend is in. So in this case, David Laverne, who's going to be presenting on LinkedIn later today. He's in my friends circle. And over here, you have the option to +1, which is the equivalent of a Facebook like. You have the option to share the content on your own page if you'd so desire. And you can add in a content to the stuff that Dave's already put out there. So Google Plus has a bunch of different options. In the top left here, you have a drop down that you can use to navigate around. So that can take you to your profile. That can show you the people that are in your circles. You can look at photos, communities, events, hangouts, pages, settings, all this different stuff. You have access to all of that in Google Plus from this menu in the top left. But the thing that I really like about Google Plus that I want to draw attention to is this notion of the Hangouts, Google Hangouts. This is something that we in the computer clinic have used tirelessly in order to get everybody together for a meeting, prepare for the event, and face-to-face conversation. That's the cool thing about this, is you get everybody with a webcam and a mic will be part of the conversation. You can hear their voice, you can see their face. You can upload text and chat, you can work on documents, you can work on spreadsheets together, whatever the case is. This is a fantastic medium for something like what we've been doing here that helps get everybody on the same page and make sure that you all can collaborate together. It's a really cool feature, but it's not just strictly professional too. You can use it with friends if you're all halfway across the country and you're hanging out or whatever the case is there, which is, I'm sure, where that term comes from. So that's a brief coverage of Google Plus. There's obviously a lot more going on there too, but I think that gives you a pretty good idea of the basics there. So I want to talk about some other social media sites very quickly here. Pinterest is one that's become popular somewhat recently. basically a giant collage of things that you find interesting on the internet. A lot of this is tailored towards art or design. The idea is you create a Pinterest account, you can start pinning things to your own wall, and then other folks that you're following, that you're friends with, whatever the case is, can see what you've posted, and oh, hey, that's a cool table, let me pin that to mine, and now the table's going to show up on mine. And again, it's typically geared towards like art or design, crafts, those kinds of things. But Pinterest is a really cool website for exploring that kind of thing. YouTube, believe it or not, many folks consider a social media website because, again, the content's all user-generated. So the idea is the users will upload their videos and other folks can comment on it, they can like it, they can thumbs up, thumbs down. You can create channels, basically, that store all of your content, or you can follow other channels. So if you have somebody that you find hilarious and you want to subscribe to their channel, you'll get notifications when they upload new content. Wikipedia, which if you're not familiar with, stick around because I'm about to give a presentation on Wikipedia, is an online encyclopedia that is used for creating and editing encyclopedic content. So Wikipedia is open, it's free, it's editable by anyone. It's a really cool tool for finding information and adding information to a topic that you know something about. Digg is another website. It's typically geared towards more news or articles, that type of thing, but it's not strictly news and articles. They also have video. They have a specific reader that you can use to download content and consume it there. But again, Digg is primarily user-submitted content about links or news articles, other things that are going on. Some folks will even consider the popular video game World of Warcraft a sense of social media because it's all about collaboration. You work together. Everybody that plays will try and team up and build their civilization up, or you may have heard the term, they may raid a boss dungeon, whatever the case is. The whole idea is that people are working together to create and consume content. That's the heart of what social media is. We also have some mobile apps. So some of the big social media mobile apps that are out there are Yelp, which I think is put out by Yahoo, Quip, and Foursquare. These different things, again, will be accessed straight from your phone. And the idea is that they allow you to be able to contribute to the social media discussion from your phone on the go. So that should be a brief introduction to social networking. Any questions at this point? Hopefully we did a good job covering it. So thank you very much for coming in, sticking around. This again was introduction to social networking. In a minute, I'm going to start a discussion about Wikipedia use and editing. And then at 11:15 this morning, Cliff and Aaron are going to give a presentation on DSLR cameras and taking good pictures. So if you have any interest in photography, learning about equipment, or how to get better photos out of your equipment, check that out because it's going to be cool. All right, thank you very much.